Leafs News Fan Report presents. What if Mitch Marner really is ready to say goodbye to the Toronto Maple Leafs? What if this summer one of the franchise's biggest names decides to take a new path, and the destination is a rebuilding team full of potential like the San Jose Sharks? That possibility is gaining traction. And even though officially nothing has changed regarding Marner's desire to stay in Toronto, NHL insiders are telling a different story. Rumors suggest that the star might indeed test free agency on July 1st, which would trigger a true bidding war for his services. And an unexpected name is emerging as a potential frontrunner in that race: the San Jose Sharks. Former Florida Panthers assistant GM Steve Warrior believes that Sharks general manager Mike Grier has been quietly laying the groundwork, not only building a young core, but also creating a competitive environment, with a promising coach and enough cap flexibility to make a real impact. According to Warrior, I think that's going to lead them to Marner. And it makes sense. The Sharks have over $40 million in cap space. That means, if they want, they can make a tempting offer, even without early signing rights. They also have young stars like Macklin Celebrini, Will Smith, and William Eklund, rising talents who could form one of the NHL's most dangerous offenses alongside Marner in the coming years. The question now is, would Marner be willing to leave his hero status in Toronto to become the key piece in a promising future in San Jose? With 89 points in 71 games this season, at age 27, Marner enters the offseason riding high, but negotiations with the Leafs remain stalled. This opens the door to doubt, speculation, and opportunities. Toronto still has a chance to keep him. But if the Sharks come knocking hard, with money and a bold vision, it'll be hard to ignore. And you, Leafs fan, what do you think? Should Mitch Marner stay in Toronto or take a new path? If you enjoyed this analysis and want to follow every detail of Marner's future and the NHL's backstage drama, subscribe now to Leafs News Fan Report and turn on notifications. Join us on this journey. But it's impossible to ignore what's at stake here. For the Toronto Maple Leafs, losing Mitch Marner is about more than just freeing up cap space. It's a possible fracture at the heart of the team. He's not just an elite player, he's part of the Leafs' recent identity, a symbol of hope and passion for the fans. His departure would leave a technical and emotional void that isn't easily filled, not even with money or new talent. On the other side, the Sharks see exactly that as an opportunity. Mike Grier doesn't just want to rebuild a roster, he wants to accelerate that process with a game-changing piece. Bringing in Marner wouldn't just be a statement move, it would be a message to the entire NHL. San Jose is back in the game. And for Marner, maybe it's the chance to start fresh, away from the pressure in Toronto. To be the main star in a project that's just beginning. To write a new chapter as the undisputed leader, surrounded by young, hungry, talent eager to win. The question hanging in the air is, does he want to be part of tradition or transformation? Marner's decision to stay, renew, or leave could be the first domino in a high-stakes offseason for the Leafs. Because if he leaves, what happens to the current plan? Who steps into that spotlight? And more importantly, are the fans ready for this goodbye? The coming months will answer those questions. But until then, every move by the Leafs, every rumor about San Jose, every signal from behind the scenes will keep the eyes of the hockey world glued to this storyline. And that's why you need to be with us. At Leafs News Fan Report, you'll follow every detail of the saga and everything that shakes up the Leafs and the NHL. So if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and drop a comment. What would you do if you were Mitch Marner? Stay or go? And now, speaking as a Leafs fan, it's hard to even put into words what Mitch Marner means to us. From the beginning, he wasn't just another talented player, he was our hope, the hometown kid who grew up wearing the blue and white with pride. Watching Marner play at Scotiabank Arena is to witness pure passion in every shift, a player who doesn't shy away from responsibility, who creates magic on the ice, and gives everything for the crest on his chest. Thinking that he might leave? It hurts. It hurts because we know how much he still has to give. And it hurts because, deep down, we feel like this story isn't over yet. He deserves to lift a Stanley Cup here, with his fan base that's always believed in him, even through the tough times. But I'm also realistic. If the team can't evolve, if the plan doesn't move forward, I understand his side. He wants to win. He needs to win. And if he looks at San Jose and sees a more prepared, lighter, and more promising environment, I wouldn't blame him for choosing that path. Even so, in my fan heart, I still believe I believe the front office will make a move, that negotiations will progress, and that Mitch Marner will continue writing his story here, where it all began. But if this really is the end, then let him go knowing he'll always be one of ours. And if this is the end, let it be worthy of the story he built here. Every perfect pass, every clutch goal, every expression of pure effort, all of that marked a generation of fans. Mitch Marner became one of the faces of this Leafs era, and even though not everything turned out how he hoped, he gave the team and the fans reasons to believe. Reasons to dream. Slow motion image of Marner raising his stick to the crowd, tapping the crest on his jersey. And maybe that's what hurts the most, the feeling that the dream was still alive. That all it would have taken was one detail, one right piece, one connection to change everything. But hockey, like life, isn't always fair. Sometimes paths diverge. Sometimes heroes have to leave to keep being heroes. Image slowly fades to black, leaving only Marner's silhouette walking off the ice. In the end, if Mitch Marner wears another jersey next season, he'll take a piece of our history with him. And we, Leafs fans, will remain grateful for everything he represented. Music shifts to a more hopeful tone. But as long as there's hope, as long as there's silence in negotiations, there's still a chance he stays. And maybe, just maybe, the best part of this story is still to come.